And the first leg of the Champions League playoff round for Real Madrid and Benfica is officially over. Real Madrid takes it 1-0 in the Sport Lisboa da Luz, Benfica's stadium. And the small margin, 1-0. I think Real Madrid goes home today with a win, but also a loss. This is the reason. They go home with a win because they got the win away, and now they get to settle the series at home. They go home with a loss because I think this game was potentially a 4-0 game for Real Madrid, and they're only able to put away one. You know that Mourinho is going to have tricks up his sleeve. He does receive the red card today, but he's going to have tricks up his sleeve for that game. He's going to know how to manage it. All Benfica need is to shut down Real Madrid at home. It's not going to be easy. Probably going to be impossible, but they can do it. If any team can do it, it's a Jose Mourinho team. And all they need is one goal in 90 minutes. If they can get that one goal in 90 minutes, they can take it to extra time. If they get more than one goal, you already know. But with this small margin, Real Madrid is not safe yet. Now, they played, like I said, they played for a 4-0, but they also played so solidly on defense that I don't think Benfica will have what it takes to win in the Bernabeu. I don't think so. But we'll see. There's still a La Liga game in the middle, and then the second leg the next week. So it's possible. It's possible that some things change in Real Madrid's lineup that might sabotage them, that, might benefit Benfica. So there's that. But as of now, I think Real Madrid is too solid to get a loss, to get anything but into the next round. And then the next round, I don't exactly know how it works, but someone said, or some people said, it might be Man City or Liverpool or something like that in the next round. We'll see. Real Madrid today was absolutely dominant. I think Arbeloa has a good idea of how to manage this team. It's this new look 4-4-2 with the 4-4-2 diamond. Let's check it out here on FODMOB. Let's look at the lineup. So basically, they have it as a 4-4-2 like this. It's more a 4-4-2 diamond from what I saw. Tchouaméni plays the 5, or the 6, Camavinga and Valverde are the 2-8s, and Güler kind of hovers in between Mbappé and Vinicius, kind of behind them, and sets them up. A reminder, there's no Bellingham. I think if there was a Bellingham, he'd play in Güler's spot. But overall, really solid in the middle. It forced Benfica to try to attack through the sides, where while they were able to penetrate, they weren't able to get anything dangerous going on right here. Rudiger held it down. Houston, not a bad game. Carreras, solid. But I want to talk about these two players right here for different reasons. Mbappé, he has the assist, but besides that, he had like 2 or 3 shots, especially in the first half. He couldn't put them away. And, those are goals that usually Mbappé does put away. Today, not the best game by Mbappé. I think he had a hat trick of misses and just not good enough. But on the other side, Vinicius was absolutely electric. He was the most dangerous player on the field, the most energetic player on the field. He looked 4 or 5 times faster than what he's looked like all season. Today was brilliant from Vinicius, inspiring from Vinicius. He gets his goal, an absolute golazo with almost no angle. Not so good by Trubin. Trubin is 25% of the reason that goal goes in, but the other 75% is Vini, who is absolutely a monster. He's amazing. And, I'm the first to kind of hate on Vini because obviously not only am I Argentinian and he's Brazilian, so there's a rival right there, but Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Vini is one of those great players, but also very annoying, very instigative, and he's very with the mind games. And sometimes those mind games, they get to the fans. So, sometimes I'm a huge Vini hater, but when he's inspiring like this, bro, there's nothing you could take away from it. Any team, especially Barca, would love to have a player like this. Absolutely. The other player I want to talk about, which if it's not Vini, I would give man of the match on the Real Madrid field. It has to be Vini, obviously. But I think Trent had a really good game, man. Trent, I understand what Trent is because we haven't been able to see him almost all season. But you understand what Trent is. Trent is a playmaker from this right back place right here. His passes, switch field passes to Vini, all game, to Mbappe sometimes. Practically, it changes the way this team plays. It no longer needs to depend on its midfield to create play exclusively their midfield. They can depend on a counterattack starting from the defense, starting from as far as back here. So Trent, absolutely important, and I look forward to seeing more and more games with him on the field. He is criticized that he's not a good defender, but today he didn't have that much trouble. Clean sheet for Courtois, clean sheet for Real Madrid's defense. Overall, very solid. Now, let's be real. Look at this. Look at this chart right here. The defensive half, including the goalkeeper, all green. All basically decent games. Truman had a good game, but basically decent games. From the midfield up, nothing. Why? Benfica today, man, they couldn't attack. They couldn't. And there was so many situations, especially when Rios came in. Richard Rios comes in at the 74th minute. But we can call it the 64th minute because there was something that happened in the game, which we'll talk about in a little while, between Berestiani and Vinicius. But it extended the game for 12 minutes. So at the 74th, but technically at the 64th minute, Rios comes in. He has those 25 or so minutes more at least because they probably added 2 minutes over the 10. So about the 30 minutes to play. And there were so many situations on Benfica's attack where they would get close, right? They would start building up something, and that player, that cam player, the one that maybe can take the shot but is trapped by these players, he has the opportunity to pass it to Rios, who's not really being marked too well. When Real Madrid defends, they all drop. So there were instances where Rios was in that midfield position, wide open. All they had to do was lay it back to him. He could pick out a pass or he could take a shot with relatively no pressure on him, but nobody was making that pass. I think it was, I don't know if it was Silva. Who else? No, it was Sudakov. Yeah, I remember. Sudakov had an opportunity where he could have just laid it off to Rios. Rios wide open, could have taken a shot or who knows what, but instead he tries to dribble through, gets it stolen. Rudiger, Hausen under control, and just Benfica's attack today was not good. Was not good at all. And they're going to have to be a million times better if they want to take any result out of the Bernabeu, which I don't see happening. I think Bernabeu will be a 2-0 for Real Madrid. It'll be a 3-0 aggregate, and that's game. Now, to talk about the ugly part of today's game, there was an issue today. After Vinicius scores the goal, Berestiani covers his mouth with his shirt and basically says some racial slur to Vinicius. There's no way of proving it because he covers his mouth. And it's just unfortunate because if he actually did say something, he should have received a red card. And because, again, man, there's no room for stuff like that in football. You can trash talk, you can get in each other's head. Vini and Otamendi were going at it with each other. Otamendi lifted his shirt to show him the World Cup trophy, the 2 Copa America trophies, the Finalissima. He showed him, yo, look, what's up? You're going to disrespect me? I know you're playing Real Madrid, but look what I have. And it was all fun. It was all nice, smiling at each other, laughing at each other while they were picking at each other, but there was never any disrespect. Berestiani took it over the line. He's a young kid, but there's no excuse, bro. 20 years old, but still, man, even worse. I think, even worse that he's young and he has that hatred. So I don't know, and there's not really a solution because he covers his mouth. There's not really any way of proving it. It's Vinicius' word against Bresciani's word, but you can tell by Bresciani's face, the way he was being looked at by even his own teammates, and he was not innocent. I don't think he was innocent at all. So it's just a shame. It's honestly a shame, but whatever. In the end, Real Madrid gets the win, and that's what's important. They're going to take that win to the Bernabeu and finish it off, surely. But absolutely good game. I want to talk now at this moment about the coaches. Mourinho gets the red card. He won't be on the sideline against Real Madrid in Bernabeu. It's going to be a heavy loss for his team, but you know him. He's going to be preparing for things. He's going to prepare his assistants, and let's see what happens. But I didn't see him very inspired. I didn't see him very satisfied with how his team was playing. To be fair, defensively, Benfica was as solid as you can get. If not for Truben, I think the Vinicius goal does not go in, and this game can easily end 0-0. But, that goal goes in and like that. So I guess Mourinho could be happy about his team defensively, but offensively, I'm sure he's not very happy about it. On the other side, Arbeloa, Mourinho's student, Mourinho's protege, and look what he's done. He's given this team an identity, a game style once again. It's true that Benfica, at moments of the game, were a more dominant team, but at those moments, Real Madrid knew how to handle it. They knew how to manage those moments where they didn't have the ball, where they were being attacked. And when they weren't being attacked and they had the transition, it was always very dangerous, especially with these two superstars that they have on their attack. And just really well done by Arbeloa, really well done by Real Madrid, really well done by Benfica's defense, and that's about it. Look at these orange players. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Look at these orange players one more time. Look at that. It's a tale of one team, of two sides of the coin of that team. And, of course, Real Madrid. Really, really good. Possession was almost 40-60. Yeah, basically the whole game, 40-60. Real Madrid had a little bit more. Expected goals won? I don't think so. I think, like I said, it felt like Real Madrid should have scored 3 goals. 3 goals. I don't think 2 for sure, 3 at the least, but 3. I don't know about 1.1 expected goals. And 0.4 expected goals, it should be negative. Look at this. 16 shots, 7 on target, and you're telling me only 1 expected goal? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. 4 big chances. No, it should have been more than the 1-0. So that's something that they're going to, or at least Mourinho and Benfica are going to go into the Bernabeu knowing, look, they're only up 1. We can take it. But Real Madrid is going to say, in the Bernabeu, bro, we'll make the ones we missed today. So that's that. What is next for Real Madrid? Let's look at it. Let's look at their fixtures. Real Madrid is against Osasuna in Osasuna for La Liga on Saturday. So we'll be reacting to that, hopefully. And then right back to the Bernabeu for Benfica on Wednesday. So that's what's left for Real Madrid. After that, there's a draw. And then somewhere in this schedule right here in the middle of March, there will be another Real Madrid Champions League matchup. Assuming that they win the series, which I think they will. So that's it for Real Madrid. Now, before we go, I don't really talk about other teams, but since it's the Champions League, I do want to talk about them. Let's look really quick at what happened in the other Champions League games. I didn't watch any of the other ones, but I was paying attention a little bit to the scores and stuff. What I did see was the first half of the Juventus Galatasaray game. Really, really competitive. And honestly, Juventus, they messed up, man. They really did. So let's look at Champions League. Go straight to Champions League. Let's see the fixtures. So Galatasaray, they started off winning what was it? It was let's look at it. Yeah, so Sara scores at the 15th minute, and right away, back to back, 16-minute. Koop Miners scores. It's literally off the kickoff. They do the kickoff. He goes down the line, crosses it over, and Koop Miners header and goal. After that, Juventus takes the lead. Not too long after the halftime break, Lang makes it 2-2, and then Galatasaray just goes off. Galatasaray at home gets a 3-0 margin victory. Red card for Cabal. He will lose the second leg, but also he will lose this series surely against Galatasaray. Remember, my guess here was that Galatasaray would go through. So far, so good. Right here, Benfica, Real Madrid. I guess Real Madrid. This was a surprise. Monaco goes up 2-0 in the beginning of the game. 2 goals by the United States player, Balogun. And sure enough, PSG is able to tie it. Tie it and win it. They tie it before the red card. They get the red card, and then PSG gets the winning goal in the second half. PSG goes back home with a 1-0 margin against Monaco. They were down 2-0, and they won it. I don't think anything's going to change at the PSG stadium. PSG takes that. And Dortmund against Atalanta, a Ademola Lookman-less Atalanta, who lost possibly the best player they've had in so long and are practically nothing. Borussia Dortmund takes it 2-0 at home. They're going to have to travel to Atalanta. That's going to be tough. We'll see what happens. If there's anyone who's able to choke, it's Dortmund, but we'll see. And that's it, man. That's all the playoff matches. After that, tomorrow, we have 4 more playoff matches. We have Newcastle Karabakh. Newcastle should take it. Yeah, Bodo Glimt Inter. Inter should take it. Atletico de Madrid, that's going to be the game to watch against Club Brugge. Club Brugge gave a hard time to Barcelona during the group stages. I'm curious to see what they do at home against Atleti. And I know Atleti's going to come out with all their guns. And I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see Julian, Lookman, Griezmann, see if he plays. Simeone, Cholito. I can't wait. That's going to be good. And then Leverkusen, Olympiacos. This is in the air. I can't really choose one. I think I guessed Olympiacos when we did the predictions. You can find that video on my channel, but not sure. I'm not exactly, now I don't remember. I have to go look at that video and see what I said, because I do want to go back to those and see what my guesses were and if I got them right. Guys, get in the comments, like, subscribe, and let me know. Let me know what you thought about Real Madrid today. Let me know what you thought about the rest of the Champions League games. And let me know what you think about tomorrow's matchup. So that's going to be exciting. But until then, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.